Dragon Age Origins, now with more dog. So we murdered a bunch of dudes, and I have little Rex here, who is kind of silver and icy because I turned on Morgan's little icy weapons thing, which makes everybody icy, dogs and all. Alright. So to recap, Tyrion Dickweed is trying to take over everything and is blaming the Grey Wardens for him fucking up Ostagar, where everyone was brutally murdered. Captain Goldpants included. So, we are going to try and fix that. On our way to the first town, Lothering. And it's time for a bunch of team building and lengthy conversations. Looks smug.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by an elf, of all things.
Fuck you.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
10 silvers. Pfft. You should listen to your friend, because we're going to fuck you up.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
I think Alistair has a douchey twin brother that he never knew about. Toll collectors, huh?
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway.
Liar!
It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, you suck at it.
You want to pay more?
No.
Well, we'll happily accept donations.
I was being sarcastic. It's rather rough business for such a pittance.
I could be mistaken, but that sounded threatening.
Yep.
Sounded like a threat to me.
Yep.
Interesting, because you seem a bit outnumbered.
Hey, buddy, you want to fight a Grey Warden?
Did she say she's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
What?
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But are them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good?
Yep.
Good enough to kill a king?
Well,
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
I think we're gonna add bandit slaying to the list, because I don't like you.
And just when we had things settled.
We did not.
Yeah!
Alright. We've got a couple of doofy bandits and bandit leader. Alistair looks like he is macking on Dumbface here.
I
Very well.
Another boy. It's your time to die.
Oh, whoops. Haha.
I see.
Die faster!
All right, we surrender.
Gush!
We're just trying to get by before the darkspawn get us all.
The guy got in a last minute shot. I'll kill you. You picked the wrong target.
Yes, of course. We should have been more careful. I'm sorry.
I want all your stuff.
Yes, yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers.
Yes.
The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
What you been doing?
Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
I'm liking you less. What's going on?
It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tear and Logain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know?
Liar. Survivors?
Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way.
Huh, okay. Any news?
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Turn Logain pulled out just in time.
Liar.
First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens.
I do not like him. What else?
Well then, let me go!
Let you go. We're gonna Paragon this. Well, let's see if he'll join me.
What, are you joking, right? I could never be a soldier.
Fine, you suck at it. Hit the road, bud.
Bless you. The Darkspawn can have this place.
Okay. It's not very nice.
And I'm off.
I just found a dead Templar who's got some quest stuff. He has a locket, very romantic, and a note. So that's just peachy. Oh, and here's the dude's chests. And my inventory's full, which I really need to fix. Alright, well, that could have gone better, but par for the course.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Oh, really?
So you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Did you want to say something, Alistair?
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
Any thoughts?
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
Nope. What do you mean?
The treaties, the ones we got from Flemeth. With these, we will be able to ask for assistance. Maybe even raise an army. There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
What about the other Grey Wardens? Because aren't there more?
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What do you think, Morgan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Logain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Why am I in charge? 'Cause aren't you people older than me?
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Al-Eman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
Oh, okay. Let's go find some people.
I can give you directions if you like.
Well, my clan's already fled north, so that's useless.
There must be other Dalish in Ferelden. In fact, I'm sure of it. If we head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully, they will still be there.
Other elves. Bah. Mine are better. Al-Eman?
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Right. Dwarves.
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy.
Blah, 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 blah. I recapped this already. No directions.
Then you have a plan.
No. Let's go.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Yeah, okay. Puppy! Can you do something about this mess? Hopefully he buried them and didn't eat them. I never thought to ask. What do you got, boy? Oh, fine. Alistair.
What do you need?
Would you like to talk about Duncan? I'm here for you, buddy.
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Maybe I'm just nice, for fuck's sake. He was like a father to you, I understand, even though I don't have a father.
I should have handled it better.
Yes.
Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
He had you.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
Well, he did kind of save our lives.
Yes. I know. I think he came from Hyeva, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We still have funerals. Apparently we bury them and plant a tree over their remains.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death.
Yes.
Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime. And Alistair approves. What else?
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
So, Templars, what's the deal?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So, aren't you mages?
You could call it that, sure. The Chantry doesn't look on it the same way, however, since really our talents only work on mages. Against a regular person, I'm just a guy in a metal suit.
Neat. Couldn't the Templars run the Chantry?
You'd think that. But it's not so. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
There's kind of a sad commentary on religion and drug addiction. So the mages aren't the only ones with a coke den. Are you addicted, buddy?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templar's talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets.
Ooh,
I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Now. Oh, what else you got?
What do you need? Ask away.
What's the deal with our Oleman?
Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That must have been tough for him.
Well, they were flying dogs, you see. Surprisingly strict parents, too. And devout Andrastians to boot.
Oh. That is what they say about Anders.
That, and that they make a great deal of cheese. Funny, but the dogs never mention cheese. As a matter of fact, if you said cheese around them, they'd start growling. Isn't that odd? Or did I dream all of that? Funny the dreams you'll have when you sleep on the cold, hard ground, isn't it? Are you having strange dreams?
Asking about my dreams. We've got some flirty options here. We've got not really, only ones where we're making love in my tent. They all involve strangling you, and ones where the world is threatened by darkspawn. Let's go with the honest option.
Point taken. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Okay. Do you know who your father is?
I know who I was told was my father. He died even before my mother did, anyhow. It isn't important. Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
What a bitch. That is an awful shitty thing.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Whoa, I got this whole tortured childhood thing. You were young and stupid.
And raised by dogs.
Yes.
Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Okay.
What do you need?
What else?
Ask away.
Why are you a Templar if you hate the Chantry? It's kind of dumb. It's like being a priest and hating Jesus.
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
Oh, well. I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days.
Oh,
Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
oh, it really does. So you say a Templar out of sentiment?
Oh, sure. They said that all the self-flagellation would be unpleasant, but you know what they say. One man's pain.
Oh my.
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I am fascinated by this line of questioning. Why don't you make up something more exciting then?
You know, I like the way you think. But I guess if you're really curious, there's no harm in obliging. I have a couple of interesting looking moles I
Oh
can
my.
show you later too, if you're interested. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me.
Oh.
I felt like Al-Eamon had cast me off unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
Oh, good. What did you like about it? Let's talk about our feelings.
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding.
Oh.
I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I had a freaking home. What are our options? Anywhere my clan goes. I guess my home was with the Grey Wardens with you. Home is wherever camp is. We're travelers now. I'm still loyal to my awesome peeps. They did kind of try to cure me.
You must miss them a great deal. Duncan and the Grey Wardens are the closest I ever got to that kind of family. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
And now we're depressed again. We can rebuild it. We got this. We're heroes.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back
The
those we
old-fashioned
lost.
way.
I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us.
Yes.
We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
I think he still had more things to talk about. And he alternates wildly between weird jokes, sort of flirtiness, and depression. Let's see what's on the menu now.
What do you need? Ask away.
How did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
I was unconscious, so probably. Very funny. A delight.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
Oh no, the Templar discussion. That's one good and bad thing about this game is it all ties back together. So you can repeat the shit to make sure you got it. You do not seem religious.
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why would the Grand Cleric want to keep you? I mean, you are a delight, but...
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
Let's see here. I can be a jerk. That's not. He was a good guy.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
No, you're not. I had more options to belabor.
What do you need? Ask away. Such as they are.
Oh. More learning about the Grey Wardens. Where are the headquarters?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Huh. Great. So what do we do with the two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
No pressure. Closest Grey Wardens.
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away.
Great.
If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Great. So, what do we do to rebuild this shit?
I
That
mean,
sucks.
Eventually, we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
Great. What would happen if we left? Just hypothetically.
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden?
Yes.
I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. It's just a question.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Oh, let's
Ask away.
learn more.
Such as they are.
Oh, yes. No more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
We're done. Okay, well, we'll pick this up and talk to more again.